the key that fits your lock is a slow and painful process. If you want to quantum leap, become the master key, which allows you to open all doors. The divine masculine will save the world, but only if he will die a psychological death for the divine feminine energy. There are many stories in history, too many to mention, but first we must agree upon the following. When we speak of the divine masculine and feminine energy, many believe we speak about men and women or male-female characteristics. In the book, The Master and Its Emissary, Dr. Ian McGilchrist makes a very bold statement. He says there's no difference between the left brain and the right brain in intellect or creativity. Their differences lies in their perspective of reality. The left brain, which is the divine masculine energy, and the right brain, which is the divine feminine energy, see the world differently. The left reasons from the perspective of the individual, and the right reasons from the perspective of the whole. What makes them unique in their function is that the divine masculine energy is the container for the divine feminine energy. The divine masculine energy is the will, and the divine feminine energy is power. Together, they form willpower. When they unite as one, they are unstoppable. Here comes the most beautiful part. Every one of us has a divine masculine and divine feminine energy. Since we all have a left and a right brain, the biggest reason it's hard for us to grasp these metaphysical concepts is because in order to make something tangible, we need to use words. Words create the limitation and therefore not correctly describe the meaning of something, but we have no choice but to use words. When we describe the divine masculine as he and the divine feminine as she, we confuse ourselves because they are energies. We humans give everything human traits in order to understand something. Hello, Fabulous One. My name is Janice Nelson. I help you transform your inner saboteur into your inner strength so you can awaken the self-master within and make each day your masterpiece. My videos are based upon my book, Fabulous One Philosophy, Self-Mastery Study Guide for Moms. If you find value in these videos and wish to learn the complete teaching, grab a copy of my book. All links are in the description down below. Now let's get back to the video. What we need to know first is the history of the two energies and how they ended up being divided. In order to explain it, I have created a diagram, my own diagram. I call it the mind of source. We are cells that grow into a baby and become adults, but the adult can never be a baby again. So there is a natural order, a hierarchy that the conscious universe is made up of, and it always moves forward. The one is the Divine Mother, who created the two, consciousness and the universe. Those two created the third. But before we continue, something else happens that we can't skip. This is why we can't seem to grasp consciousness, which is that consciousness and the universe lower in dimensions. Consciousness breaks into soul parts and the universe breaks into body parts. So the soul is a part of consciousness and the body is a part of the universe. The difference lies between the weak and strong force. Gravity pulls them down to the third dimension. Now I know I'm going into very advanced level teaching and I'm just glossing over things here just to give you the idea. Once consciousness and the universe lower in dimension, the gravitational pull becomes stronger. The cutoff is at dimension 6. The soul becomes the conscious mind and the body becomes the subconscious mind. And the interaction between the two creates the unconscious mind. Number 3, the unconscious mind, sometimes called the physical mind or shadow, is the emergent property of the conscious mind and the subconscious mind being in resistance with each other. The unconscious mind makes us human. Without the unconscious mind, we wouldn't be complete. The human being comprises of three minds. So why do I say that the divine masculine energy needs to save the world? It's because, as you can see, the original divine masculine energy is consciousness, and the original divine feminine energy is the universe. But the universe is dimension 10 and consciousness is 9 in my diagram. There's a reason for that. It's the divine feminine energy that always expands to a higher dimension, and the divine masculine energy needs to contain her and therefore forced to grow with her. The problem starts when the divine masculine energy refuses to grow. If the divine masculine doesn't grow with the divine feminine energy, she will grow out of control and become the dark feminine. The Indian sages share a similar story about Shiva and Kali. Kali became the ego slayer but couldn't control herself anymore and started killing all the villagers. Shiva was the only one who could calm her down and bring her back to her senses by surrendering himself to her. He was ready to die by her hand and gave her complete trust. She calmed down and became Shakti again. They are each other's opposites, but the same. It has nothing to do with being a man or a woman. But when we tell a story, we have to use human characteristics to make it real. But we need to move away from this idea and see them as energies who are dancing together to evolve the conscious universe. The divine masculine energy is order and the divine feminine energy is chaos. She is beyond powerful, but if not contained, she will destroy the world. The problem with our human brain is that sometimes we want to stop evolution because we are comfortable where we are, or the other way around. We just want to get rid of everything without replacing it with something better. We either want to destroy everything or don't want to change at all. And that is because the divine feminine energy cannot stand still, ever. So we feel within ourselves something needs to change, but we don't know what. She will always grow to a higher level of vibration because that is the will of the way. It forces the divine masculine energy to adjust and create the new, evolve. When these two energies work together, there's beautiful harmony and tremendous growth. When they don't work together, their resistance activates the unconscious mind. And in my book, Fabulous One Philosophy, I call her the inner saboteur. She is a her because I'm speaking about myself. I'm talking about women, mothers. And so as soon as these two energies can't get along, the shadow is activated to keep them separate because they are one. We keep them separated. Therefore, the shadow does what is expected of her to do. Veil them both. You become blind and she takes over. That's not good, but a story for another time. All these debates out there that a man has to behave a certain way and a woman has to behave a certain way might be true on a human level. We need to fight that out amongst each other, but they have nothing to do with the divine masculine and divine feminine energies. Both energies are within a man and a woman. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Aristotle. We need to create synergy by harmonizing these energies. They both need to trust and surrender to each other. They have to allow each other to grow individually because they alternate in power. They don't grow at the same time. Unconditional love force self is how they will align and stay in alignment and render your fake self or unconscious mind obsolete. The false self is not real. It's misalignment of these two energies. And misalignment is a given. It is a universal law designed to make us expand. The secret is to stay in alignment even when these two energies are breaking their balance during their growth phase. In science, they call this asymmetry breaking. If you wish to connect to your soulmate or find your soulmate, all you have to do is accept him or her for who she is or for who he is. You don't have to behave a certain way to attract a certain person. Finding the key that fits your lock is a slow and painful process. If you want to quantum leap, become the master key, which allows you to open all doors, meaning anyone you meet can become a soul connection because you no longer judge yourself or others. They will all fall in love with you because of who you have become. The dancer and the dance united as fabulous one. Tired of always running circles around yourself, always busy doing but never getting it done? You want the best for yourself if you could just stop self-sabotage and move out of your own way. A good way to start your journey is to join my Self-Mastery School for Moms. In my Self-Mastery School, you will learn who the inner saboteur is and what she wants, how she puts you back to sleep even when you have awakened, how to recognize the inner saboteur in others, how to see the inner saboteur coming so you can protect yourself, and last but not least, how to transform her into your biggest source of power so you can make each day your masterpiece. If this sounds interesting, all links are in the description down below. School doors are open for free right now, and all you need to do is fill in your name and email and join the Fabulous One family. Looking forward to seeing you inside.